why it was bad decision to raise the topic of Khilafat movement?
Because it has established a wrong precedent in politics, I'll discuss with you later. Because when you have once raising the issue of religious issue in politics, it means you are legitimizing the cause of religion in politics.
What is sovereignty of Turkey?
Why you are asking this question, sovereignty of Turkey? Sovereignty of Turkey was not, in one sense, it was a sovereign country because it was not legally and formally subordinated to any country, but it was a weak. It became the sick man of Europe. So illegally, the other countries were just trying to chop off its body. They just tried to dismember it. मतलब टर्की किसी के अधीन नहीं था, तो sovereign तो था legally, but in behavior उनको वो weak था, इसलिए सभी उसके साथ exploitation करते थे.
Swajita पूछ रही है, how support of Gandhi ji to Khilafat issue wrong for international?
Once again, repeat.
How the support of Gandhi ji to Khilafat issue become wrong for?
I'll discuss this aspect later. Actually, just about the impact of the Khilafat, the negative impact of Khilafat, I will discuss. Who asked this question?
Swajita.
Swajita, I'll just reply your question later. Some of your questions will automatically be replied later. I'll discuss. Swajita?
Yes, Swajita.
Yes, Swajita. I will reply your question just after 10 minutes. So let me move. Okay. Now, this has been answered. Here I'm just returning to this aspect, कि I have dealt with the diagram here, just 1 minute. So here, my students, I have made you clear earlier how the movement started. So you have done this point, and now they explain the situation under which they develop an intimate relationship between the Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. Once the non-cooperation movement started on 1st August, and when Gandhi decided to start the non-cooperation movement, so Gandhi found opposition from different leaders. For example, you can say Madan Mohan Malviya, he also opposed this move. Bipin Chandra Pal, he just opposed the move. Chittaranjan Das was not in a mood to support the non-cooperation movement, because Chittaranjan Das was in a mood to fight the elections and to make the entry into the council. But Gandhi was talking in terms of boycotting the council. So when Chittaranjan Das initially opposed the movement, and most vehemently it was Muhammad Ali Jinnah who opposed the move of Gandhi. And Muhammad Ali Jinnah just asked from Gandhi, what do you mean by Swarajya? Because I am not familiar with the term Swarajya propounded by you. Because my students, I have told you earlier, Gandhi, while explaining the Swarajya, he used to make the statement, in fact, for me, Swarajya is mainly, according to Gandhi, Swarajya was mainly economic, Swarajya was mainly a moral freedom, then political freedom. So Gandhi was talking in terms of moral freedom. So Jinnah asked from Gandhi, what do you mean by Swarajya? So that is a vague term. That is not clear for me. So I will not support your cause of Khilafat. And on that basis, Jinnah resigned from the Congress. So Jinnah, in this way, you can say, resigned from the Congress at the time of non-cooperation. And Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was alive, initially he was alive. So Bal Gangadhar Tilak opposed Gandhi's move, and he told, no, if with the Muslim League there could have been any agreement, so this agreement could have been approved, and this agreement could have been sanctified on the basis of Lucknow Pact, but not on the issue of Khilafat. So Bal Gangadhar Tilak supported the cause of Lucknow Pact, but he was not ready to support the cause of Khilafat. But Bal Gangadhar Tilak could not survive longer, and just on 1st August when Gandhi launched this movement, so on the same fateful day, Bal Gangadhar Tilak passed away. So there was no problem. Once Gandhi just started the non-cooperation movement, so then he was seeking the approval from the Congress, and he got approval in September in the special session of the Congress. In fact, a special session was organized at Calcutta, and that was presided over by whom? That was presided over by Lala Lajpat Rai, the special session at Calcutta. So there, in the special session of Calcutta, you can say the proposal of Khilafat was accepted by the Congress. So in this way, Gandhi launched this movement. And then in annual session Nagpur, you can say, this was finally approved, this proposal of non-cooperation. So it was approved finally in annual session of Nagpur in December 1920, and special session of Calcutta first in September 1920. तो मैंने आपको बताया कि भाई गांधी जी को कई लोगों ने विरोध किया कि नहीं भाई, गांधी जी को मैं असहयोग में आपके साथ नहीं रहूंगा. मदन मोहन मालवीय, बिपिन चंद्र पाल ने भी. फिर सबसे अधिक जिन्ना ने पूछा गांधी जी से कि देखिए, आप खिलाफत आपका मैं असहयोग में आपको नहीं, मैं समर्थन करूंगा, नहीं सपोर्ट करूंगा, क्योंकि आपने जो स्वराज्य का कॉन्सेप्ट दिया है, ये स्वराज्य का कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत ही वेग है, बहुत क्लियर कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. तो पहले आप यह क्लियर करिए कि स्वराज्य से आप क्या मीन करते हैं. तो आप अगर स्वराज्य से जो मीन करते हो तो मैं फिर स्वराज्य को सपोर्ट करूंगा, और अगर आप स्वराज्य को मीन नहीं करेंगे तो मैं स्वराज्य को सपोर्ट नहीं करूंगा. अगर आप पहले स्वराज्य शब्द को स्पष्ट कीजिए. उनका कहना था कि स्वराज्य का मतलब आप राजनीतिक स्वतंत्रता का और नैतिक स्वतंत्रता, मोरल फ्रीडम की बात करते हैं. मोरल फ्रीडम का मतलब क्या हुआ, मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूं. तो जिन्ना ने रिजाइन कर दिया. बाल गंगाधर तिलक उस समय जीवित थे, तो उन्होंने भी कहा शुरू में जीवित थे, देखिए गांधी जी, आप जो बात कर रहे हैं, मुद्दा जो खिलाफत के मुद्दे पर आप चाहते हैं मूवमेंट चलाना, लेकिन हम खिलाफत के मुद्दे को समर्थन नहीं करेंगे. मुस्लिम लीग से भविष्य में जो भी समझौता होगा, उनका कहना था कि मुस्लिम लीग से जो भी समझौता होगा, वो समझौता खिलाफत के मुद्दे पर नहीं होगा, बल्कि वो एक ही मुद्दे पर समझौता होगा, और वो समझौता होगा लखनऊ पैक्ट के आधार पर, खिलाफत के मुद्दे पर नहीं। तो तिलक ने भी अपोज किया, लेकिन 1 अगस्त को जब गांधी जी ने मूवमेंट शुरू किया उस समय तिलक का उसी तिथि को डेथ हो गया, तो फिर कोई विरोध रहा नहीं उनका। और उधर जिन्ना ने तो रिजाइन कर दिया कांग्रेस से। फिर गांधी जी को कांग्रेस का शुरू तो उन्होंने अगस्त में ही कर दिया, लेकिन उनको कांग्रेस का अप्रूवल लेना आवश्यक था, तो उन्होंने कांग्रेस का स्पेशल सेशन, विशेष अधिवेशन बुलाया कलकत्ता में सितंबर में, सिर्फ इसी के लिए कि अप्रूवल मिल जाए। और उसको लाला लाजपत राय ने अध्यक्षता की और मोतीलाल नेहरू ने भी गांधी जी का उसमें समर्थन कर दिया। तो फिर गांधी जी के इस प्रस्ताव को समर्थन मिल गया, और फिर नागपुर का जो वार्षिक अधिवेशन रेगुलर होता वो दिसंबर 1920 में उसमें उसको समर्थन मिल गया। तो इस तरह से गांधी जी का असहयोग आंदोलन चल पड़ा। अब मैं स्टूडेंट्स हियर आई एम गिविंग द इन्फॉर्मेशन कि वंस गांधी स्टार्टेड हिज मूवमेंट, यू नो, सो आई एम changing the page so that you will not have the difficulty. Then I have here, I have to give you the information कि different stages in non-cooperation movement, different stages in non-cooperation movement. So here I have mentioned in my study material, you may find here, I have talked about the different stages. In different stages, for example, you know, कि just I am giving you here the example. I have talked about the different stages. Here the programs of the non-cooperation movement, social participant in the non-cooperation movement, limitations. Acha, I mentioned about the different stages. In different stages, the first stage you can say that started from January 1920 and continued up to March 1920. So during this phase you will come to know that basically there was the basic emphasis over, during this phase you can say basic emphasis was on the, you know, the two popular, in the first stage you can say that started from January 1921 to March 1921. The basic emphasis was the boycott of schools and colleges by students and the boycott of you can say courts and judicial institutions by lawyers. So in this way the first stage, पहला स्टेज में छात्रों ने स्कूलों का बहिष्कार किया और वकीलों न्यायालय का बहिष्कार किया। सेकंड स्टेज स्टार्ट फ्रॉम April 1921 to June 1921. During this period you can say the charkha was popularized and there was the creation of a Tilak Swaraj fund, and very soon 1 crore rupees were just deposited in Tilak Swaraj fund. तो मतलब आपको यहाँ सूचना मिलती है कि सेकंड स्टेज में चरखा को लोकप्रिय बनाया गया और तिलक स्वराज फंड का गठन किया गया, जिसमें देखते देखते 1 करोड़ रुपए जमा हो गए। इन थर्ड स्टेज इट वाज गोइंग टू बी अ बिट रेडिकल नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट एंड इट स्टार्टेड टू एक्सप्रेस इटसेल्फ एट रीजनल लेवल। हियर यू विल जस्ट कम टू नो एट द रीजनल लेवल, यू विल फाइंड द एग्जांपल। फॉर एग्जांपल, it was at the regional level, you will come to know here, you know, there was a manifestation of revolts here at different places. For example, the peasant movement at Midnapur in Bengal, in Mopla revolt in Malabar coast, Akali movement in Punjab. Then even you will come to know about some, you can say, Chirala Pirala, you know, municipal revolt, municipal revolution and municipal, you can say, revolution that took place here. So that is in Andhra Pradesh in Guntur region. So मैंने आपको यहाँ कहा कि एक्चुअली दूसरे स्टेज में तो ये हुआ, तीसरे स्टेज में क्षेत्रीय स्तर पर आंदोलन की व्यक्ति हुई, जैसे मालाबार में मोपला विद्रोह हो गया, अकाली मूवमेंट पंजाब में हुआ, चिराला पिराला का नगर पालिका आंदोलन वो गुंटूर क्षेत्र में आंध्र प्रदेश में हो गया। तो इस तरह से हो रहा था। एंड एट द फोर्थ स्टेज गांधी वाज प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट द नो टैक्स मूवमेंट इन बारदोली. In Bardoli, no tax movement. It was not Bardoli Satyagraha. That is another thing. Bardoli Satyagraha, once one of my students asked the question. So this Bardoli Satyagraha had to take place under Vallabhbhai Patel in 1928. I mentioned about that. But here he was just likely to start a no tax movement in Bardoli in second February. You can say in the second week of February 1922. That was the fourth stage of the movement. And Gandhi at that time gave a slogan, Swaraj in the 1 year. If you will observe the non-violent method and continue the movement, in 1 year you people will get Swaraj. ये गांधी एक तरह से तुम समझे तो एक लोगों को एक मोटिवेट कर रहे थे, क्योंकि 1 वर्ष में स्वराज्य मिलने की तो कोई चांस नहीं था। मतलब अब वो फरवरी के दूसरे वीक में बारदोली में एक टैक्स रोको, मतलब नो टैक्स मूवमेंट चलाने वाले थे, कर रोको आंदोलन। लेकिन तभी 5 फरवरी 1922 को गोरखपुर स्टेशन के पास चौरी चौरा कांड हो गया। दैट वाज कॉल्ड चौरी चौरा। एक्चुअली जस्ट नियर द गोरखपुर स्टेशन देयर अकर्ड एन इंसिडेंट, चौरी चौरा मैसेकर. यू माइट हैव हर्ड अबाउट व्हाट हैपेंड देयर. इट हैपेंड देयर कि देयर वाज अ लोकल थाना. So some peasants just attacked the thana. There was some group of, you can say, revolutionaries, not revolutionaries, you can say group of, people who was, you can say, volunteers of non-cooperation. So they were outrageous against the behavior of the police in the thana, and they just encircled the thana and locked up the thana from outside. 30 police wala were inside and lit the fire on the thana. So 30 police wala and 30 policemen were just burnt alive. So in this way, this became a very heartbreaking incident for Gandhi. And then this incident occurred in 5th February 1922. So Gandhi withdrew this movement on 12 February 1922 on the basis of बारदोली प्रपोजल. मतलब आप लोगों ने चौरी चौरा के बारे में सुन ही रखा होगा. एक लोकल कुछ पीजेंट्स थे. हालांकि गलती थाने वालों की भी थी, क्योंकि होता क्या था कि जो बगल में गोरखपुर के पास चौरी चौरा में एक मार्केट था, तो वहां पर कुछ ब्रिटिश क्लॉथ सब बिक रहे होते थे, ब्रिटिश प्रोडक्ट. तो नॉन कॉर्पोरेशन के जो वॉलंटियर्स थे जाके दुकान को बंद करवाते थे कि नो यू हैव नॉट टू सेल द ब्रिटिश क्लॉथ्स. तो क्या है कि जो फॉरेन क्लॉथ्स, तो अब क्या हुआ कि उसी में वो जो लोकल जो दुकानदार थे वो थाने वाले को कुछ रिश्वत दे रखे थे, तो वही थाने वाले रोकने आते थे पीपल को. सॉरी वो जो थाने वाले थे वो इनके साथ मिसबिहेव करते थे कि नहीं आप नहीं बंद करवा सकते हो, तो पैसे लेकर, तो इसलिए लोग बेचैन थे। और फिर उस थाने वालों ने क्या किया, कुछ वॉलंटियर्स को जेल में पकड़ के और उसको लॉकअप में रख दिया। तो उसको छुड़ाने निकले तो लोग गन लेके डरा रहे थे। तो ये लोग गांधी टोपी पहने हुए थे, तो गांधी को रोल ऑफ र्यूमर, तो मैंने आपको बताया कि अफवाह की बड़ी भूमिका थी। तो उसमें र्यूमर यह फैल गया कि गांधी जी की अगर टोपी पहने रहोगे तो गोली असर नहीं करेगा। तो वही जो वॉलंटियर्स थे बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हो गए, और जब पुलिस ने ओपन फायर किया तो एक दो को गोली लगी, वो गिर गए। तो गिर गए, बस इसी पर मॉब नाराज हो गई और थाने को घेर कर उसमें आग लगा दी। तो उसमें 30 पुलिस वाले जल गए। तो गांधी जी को इतना सदमा लगा, गांधी जी इसको 12 फरवरी को बारडोली प्रपोजल्स वापस ले लिया। तो दिस वाज द नॉन कोऑपरेशन। अब माय स्टूडेंट्स, अब नाउ वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट द मेरिट्स एंड डिमेरिट्स। सो हियर आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन टू इट, सो हियर आई एम गिविंग यू सम information here. First of all, you have to pay attention to programs. The non-cooperation movement included two different programs: a destructive program and constructive program. Destructive program to disturb the government, and the destructive program included renunciation of government honors, मतलब discarding the government honors and titles, boycott of government schools and colleges, boycott of law courts, boycott of foreign goods. They were the destructive program. Constructive program, on the other hand, constructive programs included establishment of national education institutions. For example, Jamia Millia Islamia. For example, Kashi Vidyapit, Banaras Vidyapit, Bihar Vidyapit. So these institutions, the indigenous institutions, were established there. Then promotion to spinning and knitting. Promotion of spinning and weaving होना चाहिए, weaving. Hindu-Muslim unity, abolition of untouchability, and emphasis over discipline of non-violence. Gandhi had assured the masses that if the above-mentioned programs were implemented successfully, then the Swaraj would be achieved within year itself, within 1 year. And Swaraj in 1 year, that was the slogan. Thus, Gandhiji and Jamnalal Bajaj renounced their titles Kesari Hind and Rai Bahadur respectively. Moreover, some of the renowned lawyers of their times like Motilal Nehru, Tej Bahadur Sapru and Saifuddin Kichlu renounced the practice of law in courts. In order to make the movement sustainable, a large number of indigenous schools and colleges were opened to support the education of Indian youth. Some important institutions included Jamia Millia Islamia, Kashi Vidyapit, Bihar Vidyapit, Gujarat Vidyapit, etc. Charkha was widely promoted and Tilak Swaraj Fund was institutionalized. Even the membership of the Congress had seen an unprecedented movement. So these were the certain, you can say, contributions. Then social participation during non-cooperation. Which classes participated? It was for the first time that peasants, students, and intellectuals, Muslims as well as women participated in the movement. Matlab peasants, students, intellectuals, Muslims as well as women participated. There was a larger participation of peasants. So it took the form of a mass movement. Then contribution of non-cooperation. Non-cooperation movement was the first mass movement. So earlier you can say that the British actually, if someone is going to ask you the contributions, so I have to make you clear. In the short I am giving you contributions. Wider social participation made it a mass movement. देखो, a wider social participation made it a mass movement. मतलब जो इसमें जो व्यापक सामाजिक भागीदारी है उसने इसको एक जन आंदोलन बना दिया. अब here you can even cite the example. You may recall one thing कि Lord Dufferin earlier characterized the Congress as a representative of a microscopic minority. Congress was projected as the representative of a microscopic minority, like the British officer, you can say British Viceroy Lord Dufferin. So now after this movement, no British could put a charge on the Congress. The Congress was simply representing a group of elites, because Congress started to represent the masses now under Gandhi. Point number 2, wider geographical reach. Wider geographical reach. Actually, earlier the Congress movement had remained confined to the Bhadraloks of Bengal, the Chitpawan Brahmins, or you can say Bengal, Maharashtra, and Madras. But now it could have extended to a vast region, like even unconventional region like Bihar, like Andhra Pradesh, like Karnataka, Central India. So even in those regions, this movement expanded. So it was having the wider geographical reach. Point 3, development of indigenous industries, educational institutions, and promotion of development of indigenous industries, educational institutions, and promotion of village reconstruction program. Here, my students, I have to make you clear कि at the third point you can mention कि actually इसने देसी उद्योगों को प्रोत्साहन दिया, देसी शिक्षण संस्थानों को प्रोत्साहन दिया, और जिसको कहते हो ग्रामीण रचनात्मक कार्यक्रम, जिसमें पंचायत की स्थापना, छुआछूतकांत, हिंदू मुस्लिम एकता को प्रोत्साहन, तो ये सारा काम किया. तो ये थर्ड पॉइंट में दे सकते हो. एंड यू कैन से चेंज इन कांग्रेस change in Congress constitution, i.e. permission to use all peaceful means. अब ये थोड़ा सा वेग चीज है, इसको मैं क्लियर करता हूं। देखो, पहले जो कांग्रेस का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन था उसमें एक टर्म का यूज किया जाता था कि कांग्रेस हैड टू परस्यू इट्स ऑब्जेक्टिव थ्रू यूजिंग ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मींस। जैसे पहले कहा जाता था कि कांग्रेस अपने उद्देश्य को प्राप्त करेगी हर प्रकार के संवैधानिक साधनों के द्वारा। बट यू नो माय स्टूडेंट्स, इवन गांधी स्टार्टेड नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट, सो नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट वाज क्लियरली, यू कैन से that was using the extra constitutional means, because it had to create a boycott of the British clause, the burnt the British clause, lit the British clause to fire, even he can extend the, you can say, movement like, that is no tax movement, etc. So what Gandhi had to take the step, so that was satyagraha and non-violence. He was using the satyagraha and non-violent method. So although he favored the peaceful means, but he didn't favor constitutional means. So that's why the Congress constitution had to accommodate the new Gandhian mode of protest. So that's why the term constitutional means was replaced by all sorts of peaceful means. जैसे कांग्रेस का संविधान में पहले था संवैधानिक साधनों के द्वारा, और गांधी जी तो असंवैधानिक तरीकों का उपयोग कर रहे थे, लेकिन हाँ, वो चूंकि शांतिपूर्ण तरीकों का उपयोग कर रहे थे तो उन्होंने शब्द को बदलवा दिया और संवैधानिक तरीके की जगह हर प्रकार के शांतिपूर्ण तरीके का इस्तेमाल किया कांग्रेस के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में। एंड इन नागपुर सेशन हियर आई हैव टू मेंशन अबाउट, माय स्टूडेंट्स, हियर इन नागपुर सेशन आई हैव टू मेक यू क्लियर कि इन दिस सेशन you might have heard about Nagpur session. हाँ, change in Congress constitution, okay, change in Congress constitution, i.e. permission to use all peaceful means, i.e. for example, permission to use all peaceful means. And earlier there was the, you can say, there was only constitutional means were allowed, but now even non-constitutional means there may be, but peaceful means. So I have just written. And here Nagpur session, you can say December 1920, Nagpur session, reorganization of Congress at village, taluka, province and all India basis. And my students, now you can use this term. Actually, in Nagpur session, there was the once again reorganization of Congress. And for the reorganization of Congress, the different means were adopted. The means could have been adopted on taluka basis, provincial basis, or even on all India basis. So even the reorganization, Congress has an organizational change हुआ Congress में, organizational change in the Congress in Nagpur session. So this was also the contribution, So these were the particular contribution of non-cooperation. Of limitations. If you people might have just written about, next page ले लेते हैं. They are asking next page ले लें. अच्छा. अब नेक्स्ट पेज लेता हूं. लिमिटेशंस. अब here I am answering the question of Shavita. She has asked this question earlier, Mr. Shogita. I am answering your question. The first limitation of the Congress was first limitation of non-cooperation movement was non-cooperation movement raised the religious issue like khilafat. My students, Shogita, you have just raised this issue earlier, so I am answering your question as well. In fact, one of the major weakness of this non-cooperation movement was it was launched on the religious issue like khilafat. You have asked me the question, what was the detrimental impact on the national movement? The detrimental impact was that the political activities should be on the secular issue, not religious issue. But once the Gandhi, or you can say Congress, committed mistake while raising the religious issue for invoking a national movement, it established a wrong precedent. It legitimized religion in politics. And later it was misused by the Muslim League. Muslim League always raging and just talking in terms of the religious identity of Muslims, and once you have accepted it, you cannot deny in future. So that will be unhealthy to national movement in future. तो शोगिता, आपका प्रश्न का जवाब हो गया होगा. मैं फिर हिंदी में बोल देता हूं. देखो, कांग्रेस या गांधी जी ने यहाँ पर एक मिस्टेक यह किया कि राजनीति में धर्म का मामला एक बार आप उठा लेते हो तो राजनीति में धर्म का औचित्य सिद्ध हो जाता है. That is the legitimacy of religion would be established in politics, and that will be detrimental to the national politics. In future में अब आप कभी धर्म से अपने आप को अलग करके नहीं रख सकते हो. It is going to हैम्पर योर इंटरेस्ट, क्योंकि अब एक बार आपने राजनीति में धर्म के मुद्दे को उठा दिया तो मुस्लिम लीग ने आगे इसका दुरुपयोग किया, हमेशा धार्मिक पहचान की बात करता रहा। एंड इन सेकेंड वन थिंग इन तुम देखोगे अब जैसे here I am giving the example actually during the Khilafat movement the secular Muslim leaders so they were just thrown on the margin, and you know those who were the ulemas, the orthodox elements in the Muslim community, so they came to the forefront, they came to the mainstream, so they became the torch bearer of the Khilafat movement. So it was going to strengthen the conservative elements within the Muslim community, and the secular minded leaders like Jinnah, they were sidelined. So this was another issue. And third one issue is that once the Muslim orthodox leaders and ulemas got the extra honor in this movement, so that also you can say tempted the orthodox Muslim leaders to raise orthodox Hindu leaders to raise the issue of the identity of Hindus and to raise the issue of the religious identity of Hindus. For example, you can say it was the time, you can say just after the Khilafat in 1925, Dr. Balram Hegrewal in Nagpur, he led the foundation of, you can say, RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, because having been inspired by this, you can say, Khilafat, and the Muslim leaders and the orthodox Muslim leaders got the honor, extra honor in this moment. मतलब अब मैं आपको ये कहना चाहता कि भाई ये क्या हुआ खिलाफत के दिनों में कि जो धर्मनिरपेक्ष मुस्लिम नेता थे वो तो हाशिए पर चले गए और जितने ऑर्थोडॉक्स नेता और उलेमा थे सब चले आए मेन स्ट्रीम में। इससे क्या हुआ कि इससे जो कन्जर्वेटिव एलिमेंट्स हैं उसको प्रोत्साहन मिला। इधर जो हिंदू वाले में जो कन्जर्वेटिव एलिमेंट्स हैं उनको भी लगा कि यार वहाँ तो उन लोगों का इतना ज़्यादा बढ़िया सिचुएशन बन गया और हम लोग तो हाशिए पर हैं, तो हम भी फोर फ्रंट में आना चाहिए। इवन दे ट्राई टू कम टू द फोर फ्रंट। सो इन दिस वे मतलब आपको पता होना चाहिए कि बलराम हेगड़ेवार नागपुर में थे, वो एक मतलब उन्होंने भी सोचा कि चलो हिंदू पहचान पर बल देते हैं, तो उन्होंने आरएसएस के राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक की स्थापना 1925 में की, जो खिलाफत की ठीक बात है। एक तो ये फैक्ट है। सेकेंडली, सडन विड्रॉल ऑफ नॉन कॉपरेशन क्रिएटेड फ्रस्ट्रेशन एमॉन्ग यूथ्स। ये दो पॉइंट आप लिमिटेशंस का देखो। Says Gandhi suddenly without any intimation he withdrew the movement, so it created frustration among the youth. Up can you very well imagine, it created frustration among the youth, and here you will just come to know that the leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru criticized this step of Gandhi in his famous autobiography. Likewise even Subhash Chandra Bose declared it was a national calamity. मतलब सुभाष चंद्र बोस जस्ट मेंशन कि इट वाज अ नेशनल कैलेमिटी, मैंने इसको राष्ट्रीय संकट कहा। और यू विल कम टू नो कि इवन द लीडर्स लाइक भगत सिंह, इनिशियली ही वाज द यंग भगत सिंह, सो ही आल्सो जॉइंड नॉन कॉपरेशन, ही वाज एंथुसियास्टिक एज अ यूथ, बट व्हेन गांधी सडनली विड्रू द मूवमेंट, सो भगत सिंह ब्रस्ट इनटू टीयर्स। मतलब देखो युवाओं में एक बड़ा ही अनुत्साह पैदा किया, और जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने इसको कहा कि क्रिटिसाइज की, आलोचना की, सुभाष चंद्र बोस ने कहा राष्ट्रीय विपत्ति है, भगत सिंह जैसे लीडर भी उससे फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हुए। तो ये क्रिएटेड एक मतलब एक तरह से उन पर एक, इट वाज जस्ट लाइक थ्रोइंग द कोल्ड वाटर ऑन द एंथुसियाज्म ऑफ द यूथ्स, मतलब किसी यूथ के उत्साह पर एक कोल्ड वाटर फेंकने के बराबर हुआ। ये हो गया आपका नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट का। Here I have given to you one question. You have to go through this question, you know. Yes.
He was running. Then why he's divided as in Veda?
Yeah.
No question. He was running out.
Who? Yes, Ronak. Yeah.
And modern in thought.
Yeah.
Why he supported and divide as in Veda?
Which divide?
Then why he supported section?
Sex.
Section.
So section even caste division. Because in Veda you can say there was not the birth supported caste. In Veda you can say basically there was a caste system in ancient, and make you clear. So that was not based on the birth. It was based on the occupation. So Gandhiji supported the caste system based on occupation and not on the basis of birth. So according to him, it was not regressive. It became regressive once it is going to make the basis of birth. तो गांधी जी ने उसलिए कहा कि चूंकि वेद में जन आधारित विभाजन, जाति विभाजन नहीं था, वो कर्म आधारित था, पेशे पर आधारित था, तो गांधी जी इसलिए उसको जस्टिफाई कर देते थे। हालांकि ये भी कोई अच्छी बात नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ, इट इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कंसोलेशन कि गांधी जी ऐसा कर देते थे। एनीवे, क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ द इंडियन नेशनल मूवमेंट, यू हैव टू गो थ्रू इट। आई हैव डिस्कस्ड ऑलरेडी दिस एस्पेक्ट। एंड
where and when did Mahatma Gandhi first use his method?
Yeah.
Where and when did Mahatma first use his method?
It was in South Africa, hunger strike in South Africa itself. I have told you. South Africa was the laboratory of Gandhi. So he just expressed in South Africa itself. Now, my friends, already that is, you know, the non-cooperation movement was withdrawn was Gandhi. Should I move further? Ankur? क्या है?
Why Jinnah resigned Congress and why he is a
Actually, I will just discuss this aspect when I will deal with the. Who has asked this question? Ali, your question will be answered. Have patience. Whenever I deal with, you can say, communalism, then I will make you clear what was the basic objective of Jinnah. You can say, expressively, he talked about the Gandhian concept of Swarajya is vague. I have already discussed this aspect. Ali possibly have not taken notice of it. But the real cause is something else. I will discuss it in the matter of communalism.
national committee
Withdrawal of non-cooperation movement. Withdrawal of non-cooperation movement was declared to be national calamity.